So great to see you all again. And our first talk is going to be about a subject that both of us feel that it is very important to us to talk about, obviously. And it is about how we grow our teams to be self-organized, to be independent teams, and the focus is of how we can have the environment that will let the team be self-organized and independent. Why environment? Because many times we focus so much about if we are doing the Scrum events. Are we doing daily? Yes, we are Agile. Are we doing planning? Okay, this means that we are Agile. Do we have a backlog? Okay. We are focused on if we update or not the Jira tool. But what are we missing? We are missing all the things that are behind the scenes. And this is what we would like to talk about today, about behind the scenes. So imagine yourself as this manager, okay? I imagine myself there in March, but I will tell you about this in the break. So imagine yourself as this manager and close your eyes for a minute. Okay? Close your eyes. Be with me. I can see you still open. And now you have your team, and your team is high-performing. You have great business value that they deliver. They are very satisfied. Your customers are satisfied as well. You bring it with a great commitment on time and on quality. Why? What is happening there? Why they reach this point? Okay? What is their communication structure? Are they independent? Are they dependent on their managers while doing so? What is their delegation level? What is your role as a manager? What is your value? How do you feel when you have this independent team going flawlessly? Okay, you can open your eyes. Cherish this feeling, because we are going to talk about how we reach there. So we chose 4 elements that we are going to talk about. And this first one, I believe that Michal can present.
Okay, I'll continue from here. Thank you, Limor. Clicker.
No, I'm a command and control manager.
Okay, so the first thing, before we want to go to the beach and have some fun as managers, that the team is working well, and we have a really good example this morning with the production team, with our production team, is about the role perception. How do we perceive ourselves as leaders of a great team? It starts with that. The definition of leadership is relatively clear for most of the people that I talked with. In complex environment, leadership means mostly about motivating and inspiring the team, about paving the way towards success, showing them the way, directing them, coaching them, teaching them a little bit, but let them work, let them flourish, get emergence ideas from all the team, let them work. So we all agree mostly about the definition of leadership and of a team that have a mutual goal to achieve, right? But how does our day-to-day as such a leader looks like most commonly? So in most cases, I see the leaders that are taking all the heavy stone over their shoulders, all the process of the value delivery they take on themselves. They work really hard to prioritize the work for the team. They work really hard to understand and calculate the capacity of the team and the velocity of the team to deliver. They work really hard to assign the work to the right people for the purpose of having maximized utilization of all the team. So the people of the team will not go to the beach like the manager, yeah? So they want to utilize the people as much as possible, so they dispatch tasks to the people, to the team members all the time, as much as appropriate. And also, they help them and suggest them, recommend them how to do the work. So they work a lot on maximizing the utilization of the people. Their attention is mostly directed towards the individuals and their technical tasks. They always dispatching tasks, see the individuals, and they make 90% of the decision or the difficult decision along the way, and they are the status provider for all the stakeholders at all times. They need to be up to date at all times, so if someone will say, hey, do you know what the status is? They will know everything. They are on track. They are on board. They are always aware. But if we are doing all of that and working so hard, and this is so heavy, what will our team look like? The connection and the collaboration between the team members on this matter is relatively weak. All the meaningful connection towards the common goal is done through the leader. And the leader, in his head, has great transparency about the big picture because all the dots are connected in his head. But what about outside transparency? So the team do have relationship between them, right? We all help each other, we have fun with each other, we eat lunch together, we help each other with the individual task, but eventually each team member is committed to his own task, okay? And for the purpose of working towards a common goal, we reach the team leader. So what do we need to do different in the day-to-day in order to move from this to this, where all the team collaborates about the mutual goal? When we talk more about the goals and about the team as a whole than on individuals and tasks. So let's, again, go back to the day-to-day and see where we can be now, what do we need to do now in order for all the weight to be on the shoulders of the entire team. So work priority. You all work in Scrum, right? It's an Agile conference. Remember, not waterfall. Whoever came from waterfall, outside, please. So in the Scrum environment, who is accountable for prioritizing the work? The product owners. Thank you, Erez. The product owner. Okay, it's... Yeah, Buzz knows it as well. He learned it yesterday. So the product owner is accountable to prioritize the work. We can help him maybe do his work, but not prioritize it for the team. So let them be more in control and create transparency about the priority. Capacity and velocity. Whatever the team leaders know, I can assure you that the team knows as well. Now you know everything about the team. So assigning the work. If the team member is a specialist in is an expert in one area, he knows that as well. You don't need to assign this specific work to him. He knows to pull the work to himself. And if he wants to grow in another place or to help a colleague, he knows what he can do, right? We work really hard to recruit the best people to our teams. And then we just tell them exactly what they need to do. So how to do the work? Yeah, of course you can consult them, but they know how to do the work. Trust them, okay? They are professionals. Instead of bring the attention in the day-to-day to the individuals and task dispatching, focus on, it's in delay, so then everything will be here. Yeah, I know that. Limor, yesterday it worked better. Attention to the mutual goal of the team over the individuals and the tasks. Provide attention to that. Instead of maximizing the utilization of the people, try to maximize the outcome, the valuable and quality outcome. Try to delegate more decision for the team. And to ensure transparency, so you will not be the one to always provide the status. There is transparency, great transparency, that is relevant for all of us.
But Michal, if all of this will be of the team, what will be my value as manager? I don't understand.
Well, this was on slide number 1.
Come on.
But it's very important, because it sounds like, well, there's nothing left for me to do, and a lot of resistance from leaders is coming from this, so no worries, okay? The leader still have authority to do everything,
Yes.
Okay, but we are, to my opinion, if we want to grow independent team and to create the good atmosphere environment for productive and independent teams, I would I would try to measure myself as a leader with the number of times that I pull the card of the manager and makes the decision. So try to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, how often does you as the leader make the final decision? And try to delegate more. How much the team is aware of committed on the product goal on top of their daily tasks, that all the dots are connected for the entire team and not only for the leader. How dominant are you in the day-to-day of your team? The less is more. And how does the communication with the team looks like? When the leader is there, does all the team members talk to him or to each other? We can measure ourselves upon these elements to be able to provide the team a more independent environment. But how do we do that? Enable the team so much and not lose grip? Limor will tell you about that.
Not sure. Okay, so Michal talked about, I understand, okay, we need to be leaders, managers that are enablers and not controllers. Okay, nice, really, but this is a theory. What do you mean by that? How will I do it? It is sometimes so difficult for me as a manager not to control. And why is that? It's not because I'm a command and control manager. It's because I have a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. I have accountability for that. I'm worried that things won't be in the right direction or won't be right. And I just want to make sure, right? So if something goes wrong, I need to have this demon of command and control and take control, right? Well, maybe there is another way. So let's imagine ourselves, again, as managers, and we are going to a daily meeting. And you are going to your daily meeting, and what you see? You see that your team, and they start reporting to their Scrum Master. And they're saying, okay, I did that yesterday, this is what I'm going to do today. And then another person said, yes, I did that yesterday, and I'm blocking these tasks. And then the other one continue, and you as a manager, hold yourself, restrain yourself, and asking yourself, what's going on? This person just said that he was blocked, and they just moved forward to report. This is a daily? What are they doing? It's going to impact the sprint goal. It's going to impact the release. What are you doing in this situation? Share with the one left to you, or to your right, or back of your chair. And tell the person, what will you do in this situation when your command and control demon get control? Okay, now restrain your command and control demon, okay? And let's go to a planning meeting. You're in a planning meeting now. And in your planning meeting, you come to the planning, again, as a manager, and what you see there? You see that they're just talking. There are a lot of Jira bureaucracy. They update the things from last sprint. They are talking about what to do with the next topics in the Jira. No real communication about clarity of the user stories themselves and their complexity. You're hearing their estimation and you say, wow, these estimations are way off what we are going to do. And time flies. You're looking at your watch and say, no way we will have a planning ready or that we will have a real commitment. What are you going to do? Share. And this time, try to think what you are going to do, not when your command and control demon is on your shoulder, but as a manager that is enabling the team. What can you ask differently? Efrat, thank you, Efrat, for being courage and share it with us. So, Efrat is talking about one of our powerful tools that is asking powerful questions. What do we mean by powerful questions? These are questions that will provoke thinking. These are questions that won't just, I'm in the planning. Guys, I'm taking control now. So I'm not asking questions, I'm providing solutions. I'm not asking questions, I'm just telling, let's do it this way. Okay? Or worse than that, I'm taking the facilitation and start doing it because no one else can do it now, so I have to. Okay? Many times we as leaders in stress situations get to this kind of behavior. And we need to breathe and to start using and exercising these tools. So the first one is, yes, powerful questions. Ask, what can we do differently? Ask, what is the impact in the daily, for example? What is the impact of this blocker? What do you think about it? If it will impact our release dates or something like that. Let's remind ourselves about the sprint goals. What are the risks, etc. Ask yourself what, why, how, not a yes-no questions. Okay? This is one. The other thing is, if we would like to have the environment to grow high-performing independent teams, we need to give good alignment. What is a good alignment? We would like to have clarity. Clarity on what? Clarity on our goals, right? Clarity on our sprint goals, our business goals. Clarity on how we work. What is our process flow? Clarity on our values, how we will visualize what we can see, etc. Okay? Have this clarity, so in this clarity we can work in a more autonomous way. But is it good enough if we have this clarity? Well, we need also to be competent. So if we would like to be competent, let's make sure our team is competent to estimate, to understand complexity, to see the whole picture, to work together towards the sprint goals. Let's see that they have this competency and versatility in this team. Let's grow this team in this way. Then let them be autonomous. So if it's so hard for me to be autonomous, Management 3.0 provide me with a great, powerful tool that his name is 7 Level of Delegation, or the Delegation Board. You have some of it under your chairs, so you can look at it. And we will further discuss it in the workshop next week. And what is it about? In one sentence, we have delegation is not a binary thing. It's not either we delegate or not. There are 7 levels of delegations, at least. Okay? And we can decide upon our key decision points as a team where we would like to be. In which delegation level? What is our ideal state? Challenge it. What is our current state? Be surprised that you won't view it in the same manner as a team. And what can we do as a team to develop ourselves in order to reach the ideal state? You will get a delegation board, and this is what, as a manager, you can control. Okay, you can look at the delegation board and say, okay, I understand now. And the team can have a growth path of how they can delegate further and how they can have the competency in order to take control as a team. This is all about the Agile principle. Build project around motivated individuals, give them the environment, okay, guys, the environment, and support they need, and trust them to do the job. Okay. You want a clicker, I guess. So how can they do it, Michal? I'm not sure I explained it well enough. I'm a command and control, okay? I did some safe experiments, but how can I lose grip if I don't see anything?
So another element would be transparency. And transparency is not only about visibility, it's about awareness. And we need to be aware for the good things. So sometimes transparency looks simple and easy, right? Transparency, so we can show what we have, right? Sounds easy, but it might be tricky. And also, It sometimes might be too exposing and imitating. It's not that easy to be transparent, and we want to learn how to make our transparency meaningful and comfortable for us to improve, to know what's going on and to improve. So let's take an example of a simple burn-down chart. Anyone here who doesn't know about what a burn-down chart is? Or in the Zoom? You all know?
Waterfall conference.
Okay, so remaining work over time. This is what chart shows us. Now let's assume that I am visualizing the work, the task that I'm doing in the burn-down chart. What does it tell me?
Great
What do I see it?
Wow, amazing.
Looks amazing, right? We're in good shape. I can sleep very well at night. I can
Yeah.
go to vacation, like the manager from the first slide. Yeah? But is it? Let's take the backstage view of the board of the team. Let's assume that the brown rectangles are the valuable pieces and all the rest are the tasks. How are we doing? How much value did we deliver for the team and how much work did we do? Right?
Well, we are doing a lot. What do you mean?
We did a lot of work.
Yeah, people are utilized perfectly.
2 items of value were delivered out of 7, right? So we have a misconception. The burn-down chart from previously showed us a misconception of reality. It looks good that we can sleep well, but actually, surprise, we deliver only a little out of what we expected. We call it the avocado effect. Okay? It's not ready, not ready, not ready, rotten. Right? It's on track, on track, on track, oops. We have nothing, just a little bit. What if we will use the burn-down chart also to reflect how much value we deliver, not only work done? Look at the gaps. Okay? If I will see also the red line, which is what we actually delivered, just a little bit, I would be more worried. This will enable me to ask the right questions on the right time and to help the team provide more value, provide more outcomes, valuable outcomes over outputs. I don't care about the outputs. I care about the outcomes for the customers. So we want to see the gap in order to know, in order to get some predictability, in order to know whether we have a problem and we need to help, and not in the last minute when it's already rotten, right? We want to know it before so we can fix something, so we will have a nice avocado to eat. And let's say, so in this case, for example, I can go back to the team board and see what I just saw. And let's assume, and you can count the tickets or count on me, there is exactly the same amount of tickets that are moved towards the done, exactly the same amount of work, exactly the same capacity, the same velocity. But what do we have here more? More value delivered, much more value delivered. Okay, same amount of work, more valuable outcome. Now I can see the burn down looks like the green line, and I can be relieved. So when I reflect the work that I do with valuable pieces, okay, it is easier for me to connect between the day-to-day and the big picture. And when it's easier to connect, it's easier to create meaningful transparency. So it's not only what we choose to reflect, it's also about the way we reflect it, which has a huge impact on the team spirit and culture. And how do we know that we have meaningful transparency? If our transparency answers our needs, our questions that we had before, when it's going to happen, what is the status? I don't care about how much work is done. I believe you work really hard all the time. Create alignment and focus. Initiate great discussions and encourage improvements within the team.
Okay. So I get it now. We talked about roles and responsibilities. I understand. Manager should be an enabler, not a controller. We understand we need to empower our teams using powerful questions, using alignment and clarity, competency, delegation. Now I talked about transparency and what should we measure and how should we visualize it. But on what all of this resides? All of this resides on our values, how we behave in our day-to-day. So what is better to discuss when we are talking about values than the Scrum values, right? Okay, so we can pick other values, that's fine. But if we have the Scrum values, let's talk about them. So we can talk about it really with our team and ask ourselves, are we working with courage? Courage about what? About that I didn't understand the requirement? Yes. Courage about that I don't think we are going in the right directions? Correct. Okay. Courage that we won't make it on time. Let's talk about it now, because maybe we can refine our backlog and get the best value that we can now. Exactly. Correct. Okay. So be courage. Now we also would like to have focus. Focus on what? Yeah, I hear you. You're in great telepathy. So we would like to focus on our sprint goals, our business goals. We would like the team to have this focus using the visualization of our boards, looking at the real work that needs to be delivered. We would like the team to be committed. We would like the team to respect each other, respect our customers, respect our colleagues, respect that we can trust each other to do the work, okay, and that we can be self-organized and independent, and we trust each other that we will be open enough and courage enough to say the things as they are, okay, not just to invent charts that will look nice, because we know that we can do that as well. And what are we doing with that? We take it to our teams, and this is an example. One of you that work with me and us know the Miro board, okay? And this is an example of working with the teams and really assess how we behave according to these values. And we put sticky notes on each value and identify how it looks like in our day-to-day. Did we have focus? Okay. Well, when we looked and in this sprint worked on our tasks and not our user stories, we actually lost focus. So this will be a red one. Okay, but our daily sync were very good. So this is a green one. What can we do with that? After all of us contribute to it, we can identify hot areas, right? We can identify where we have more red notes and have an opportunity for improvement. Only red notes are important here? Well, we can see also when we have things that are with nothing. What does it mean? Maybe we don't understand what does it mean to behave according to this value. So let's talk about it and clear it up and have some real examples. All what we talk about is things that we can do in order to set this environment to grow our team. Okay, so this is another tool for that. And let's summarize it.
Summarize all the elements that we talked about. We created the True Leader Manifesto. Okay, so as a leader for independent team, we are accountable to pave a road over firefighting and task dispatching. We are accountable to establish direct communication within all the team members over hierarchical behavior. We are here to ask questions more than providing the answer and providing the solution for the team member. Remember, we worked really hard to have these wonderful people with us. And we are here to support the team as a whole over controlling individual people one by one. So while there is value on the items on the right, because the leader has the authority to make final decisions, we value the item on the left more for the purpose of establishing a great workspace for independent teams. And thank you so much.
Thank you.